Hey, I'm Quasi. I'm bored. Today we're doing Favorite Worst Nightmare by Arctic Monkeys. Um, Arctic Monkeys, it's interesting because they're a group I was actually interested in listening to when I first started the channel. I just never did. And since then, they've been recommended a decent amount of times as well. I know AM's been requested a lot, but I wanted to do this one first. Um, so yeah, I'm pretty excited to get into their stuff today. I'm pretty sure there's like a lot of unique things in terms of like dynamic, alternative stuff that I'll probably get into with this one today. So I'm really excited for this. First track is
someone to kiss, someone to kick you. There's nothing that you couldn't slip through. Or at least that's the impression I get. Cause you're smooth and you're wet and she's not aware yet, but she's yours. She'll be saying use me, show me the jacuzzi. I imagine that it's there on a plate. You're our rendezvous rate, means that you'll never be frightened to make them wait for a while. I doubt it's your style not to get what you set out to acquire. The eyes are on fire, you are the unforecasted storm.
that was nice. I like the tom heavy drum rhythm on that one, as well as like the breakneck riffing from the guitar. Yeah, really urgent feel of the song too. It's really interesting. I like how they vaguely described Brian, and the lyrics were like mocking, almost like in like a jealous and like enigmatic tone. Um, I'm trying to think of how I would describe the production on that type punch. I like how the drums were dominating it early in the mix, and like the mix overall was really crisp. Uh, and like kind of unpredictable in terms of like the overall mood of the track, the aggressive nature, um, really like intense energy overall. Very bold, I'd say, for an opening track, but I really liked it. I liked the overall like thunderous groove of the whole thing. That was cool. Tracks. Eddie Pickles.
Desperation
crazy way to end it. Yeah, give me like garage vibes a little bit, like garage rock. Um, Thai rhythm. The hooks were punchy on this one. They're punchier than the first one. Um, and I think the vocals like sat forward in terms of like the production overall on this. Uh, but overall, I think the sonic texture was pretty direct. Uh, I had there was like a kinetic energy over like the whole song, like kind of grittiness as well. Um, like really fun yet like kind of critical track on this. Is this like a narrative continuation of the last song? Um, whoever the lead vocalist is, they seem there seems to be like a fixation on like pretension. Um, man, there's another word I feel like I could like perfectly describe this. I can't figure it out right now. Yeah. I like the overall. I like the chorus on this one more. I like this. I think I like the chorus on this. Track three, D is for dangerous.
He knew what he wanted to say, but he didn't know how to word it. The dirty little urban was seeking an escape, but the place was well guarded. The guiltiness had started as soon as the other part stopped. Tears for delightful and try and keep your trousers on. I think you should know you're his favorite worst nightmare. Tears for desperately trying to simulate what it was that was already 3/4 of an hour ago. That led him to be in a position on the brink of a mission, on the brink of an episode. He's nearing the brink, but he thinks first the parallel universe perhaps could be the perfect scene. He's nearing the brink, but he thinks first the parallel universe perhaps could be the perfect scene. He's nearing the brink, but he thinks first the parallel universe perhaps could be the perfect scene. He's nearing the brink, but he thinks first the parallel. I think you should know you're his favorite worst nightmare. Tears for delightful and try and keep your trousers on. You should know you're his favorite worst nightmare.
I like how a lot of these songs have really strong closing statements too. Uh, yeah, this song had a lot of like teenage awkwardness in the lyrics, and just the overall I would say like theme of the track. Mixed there was like a mixture of like frustration and humor in it. Kind of quirkiness. Uh, yeah, like it's like a narrative theater almost with like the vocal performance and like the actual narrative of the track. Nice little like snapshot of youthfulness, self-awareness. The song was like musically tight in terms of like production, like technical instrumentation stuff, all that, but very lyrically clever and a little witty as well. I like the buildup of the intro, the band's dynamic, alternating between those like punchy stops and then the grooviness of it all. Really clean, raw production. I think it captured that youthful spirit pretty well, but also like the nervous. Uh, I don't want to say quirky again, like more like awkward side of it as well. I think that was captured very well with the sound. Yeah, so far really enjoying a lot of these tracks.
Running off over
Track
next door's
4,
garden before the hour
Balaclava.
is done. It's more a question of feeling than it is a question of fun. The confidence is the balaclava, I'm sure you'll baffle them good. With the ending reek of salty cheeks and runny makeup alone. Or will blood run down the face of a boy bewildered and scorned. When you find yourself in a skirmish, will you wish you'd never been born? You tie yourself to the tracks and there isn't no going back. And it's wrong, 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 but we'll do it anyway 'cause we love a bit of trouble. From a burning building or throwing her to the sharks. Can only hope that the ending is as pleasurable as the start. The confidence is the balaclava, I'm sure you baffle them straight. And it's wrong, 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 she can hardly wait. That's right, he won't let her out his sight. Now the shaggers perform and the daggers are drawn. Who's the crooks in this crime? That's right, he won't let her out his sight. Now the shaggers perform and the daggers are drawn. Who's the crooks in this crime? Keep on the balaclava.
I like how suspenseful the bass line was on this one. A lot of shifting dynamics. Really cool punchy guitar breaks on this. Like a top mix, like slight reverb added to like the atmosphere of it. There's some tension and like pulses in there. Um I think the best way you could like describe the like the way the narrative's going is like right now it's like really cinematic, uh like adrenaline fueled a little bit and like morally murky with the narrator. Um but I think this song really highlights what's the who's the let me see really quick, who's the lead singer? Yeah, Turner. Okay. um yeah, Turner's flair for storytelling through like atmosphere and like vocal like alliteration like of like a character sketch almost. They because he described like risky behavior in here, like masked lovers, like stolen thrills, uh almost like a daggers are drawn situation. I feel like emotionally, really interesting. um I wonder how they're gonna go with like the narrative on this album. Will it be like a situation of a oh man, what's like the book term, like a narrative that isn't, they kind of like withhold information sometimes. uh oh my gosh, what is that term, man? Oh my gosh, I can't, I'm not thinking like of it correctly. Next track, try to find fluorescent adolescent. I like that. That melody's nice.
fishnets. Now you only get it in your night dress. Discarded all the naughty nights for niceness. Landed in a very common crisis. Everything's in order in a black hole. Nothing seems to pity is the past though. A Bloody Mary's like an El Tabasco. Remember when you used to be a rascal? Oh, the boys are slag. The best you ever had, the best you ever had is just a memory. And those dreams, when as daft as they seem, as daft as they seemed, my love, when you dream them all. Flicking through a little book of sex tips. Remember when the bars were all electric? And now when she's told she's gonna get it, I'm guessing that she'd rather just forget it. Clinging to not getting sentimental. Said she wasn't going but she went still. Like a gentleman had to be gentle. Was it a mechadabra or a betting pencil? Oh, the boys are slag. The best you ever had, the best you ever had is just a memory. And those dreams, when as daft as they seem, as daft as they seem, my love, when you dream them overflow. Where did you go? Where did you go? Where did you go? Oh. Falling about, you took a left off last life lane, just sounding it out, but you're not coming back again. Falling about, you took a left off last life lane, you were just sounding it out, but you're not coming back again. You used to get it in your fishnets, now you only get it in your night dress. You started on the noise and the niceness, living in a very common crisis. Everything's in order in a black hole. Is everything as pretty as the past though? A Bloody Mary's like an El Tabasco. Remember when you used to be a rascal?
Man, okay, so that song had a really infectious melody. Uh, and like it felt like really nostalgic. And then uh it starts to get sad when you start realizing what it's about. Because he's aging. And like there's like lost like a sense of lost youth. Really wry. Man, because like yeah, songs like this that have that really bright, bubbly, almost polished, like indie sound almost, or like pop like savvy sound. Uh, it's like sweetly melancholic uh theme or like feeling that you get, like mood you get from it. Um, because what he's talking about is pretty sad, honestly, but it's also life. So there's that. Yeah, jangly riffs on this one. Really playful, I feel like rhythm. I like the call and response with the chorus and then the drums too played into it. I don't know if uh I fully noticed that right. I'm gonna have to listen to this one again for sure. But I think the drums were responding to that as well. With the was it the chorus or just the lyrics in general? Yeah, I really like that one. It was really the melody felt really infectious to me for that one for some reason. Um yeah, that was nice. I like the interplay with the roles there. Uh that was cool. Track 6. Only ones who know.
In a foreign place, the saving grace was the feeling that it was a heart that he was stealing. Oh, he was ready to impress, and the fierce excitement, he The eyes are bright, he couldn't wait to get away. And I bet that Juliet was just the icing on the cake. Make no mistake, no. And even if somehow we could have shown you the place you wanted, well, I'm sure you could have made it that bit better on your own. And I bet she told a million people that she'd stay in touch, but all the little promises that don't mean much when there's memories to be made. And I hope you're holding hands by New Year's Eve. They made it far too easy to believe that true romance can't be achieved these days. And even if somehow they could have shown you the place you wanted, well, I'm sure you could have made it that bit better on your own. You're the only ones who know.
That was definitely a mood shifter on here. Really intimate vocals. Uh, way slower tempo than all the other tracks so far. And it's like sparse, ambient with the guitar washes on this one. Uh, yeah, just a really gentle, like atmospheric song. You could even describe it as like more like introspective and ethereal. Um, yeah, that was a big emotional shift in like the whole thing. Like heartbreak in small moments, like the slow, like the quickly fading, like quiet nature of a relationship, ending, all that stuff. Really minimal with the production as well, which I liked. Uh, like a mood over structure approach. I like that focus there too. That was okay, yeah. That was one of the better ones so far. Honestly, that's probably one of the better songs. Track 7, Do Me a Favor.
Well, the morning was complete when there was tears on the steering wheel, dripping on the seat. And several hours or several weeks, I'd have to cheat could see that we'd cried, and I watched and I waited till she was inside, forcing a smile and waving goodbye. Curiosity becomes a heavy load, too heavy to hold, too heavy to hold. Curiosity becomes a heavy load, too heavy to hold, will force you to be cold. Do me a favor and ask if you need some help. She said, do me a favor and stop flattering yourself, and to tear apart the ties that bind. Perhaps fuck off might be too kind. Perhaps fuck off might be too kind.
That was the buildup of that was like really powerful in terms of like an emotional crescendo in a track. Um, I felt like a heartbreak anthem, honestly, because I had like the slow start, the build up with the drums and the guitar. The chorus was really explosive. There were like some cool dynamic shifts in there. Quiet verses that would like explode into the chorus. Uh, and it just like it kept that nice like teetering of the dramatic pacing. And the song was like intensely personal as well. It would go from like the sorrowfulness to the anger to yeah, that was nice. Uh, I like just the lead vocals on that one with like just the searing emotional dialogue, especially at the very end. That was really cool how it like got to that point. Um, okay, yeah, that was nice. Track 8. This house is a circus. I like seeing how the whole relationship aspects is like developing here.
This house is a circus, berserk as fuck. We tend to see that as a perk, though look what it's done to your friends. Their memories are pretend, and the last thing that they want is for the feeling to end. This house is a circus, berserk as fuck. We tend to see that as a perk, though look what it's done to your friends. Their memories are pretend, and the last thing that they want is for the feeling to end. There's a room full of trouble, and there's lovers to be had. Those walls are make sinners out of such lovely lads. Scaling the corridors from maidens and amazing, and the anomaly is slipping to familiar ways, and we're forever unfulfilled and can't think why. Like a search for murder clues
That riff
in dead
and the
men's
syncopation.
eyes. Forever unfulfilled and can't think why. Like a search for murder clues in dead men's eyes.
might transition to the next one. Really dope stuff. Drums stood out there. I like that syncopated rhythm. The tight riffs. Even the bass had like some tense bass moves in there. Cool rhythmic focus of the overall song, and like it felt a little claustrophobic. And I think that's in line with the theme of the song. I liked how it was reflecting like social pressure and even like public scrutiny that fame and like relationships, all those things can cause, like social drama, how chaotic that can be. um oh my god, this, yeah, the syncopation on that song was really just really interesting. Really nervy vibe I got. Restless, almost exhilarating, maybe not in the best way, like if you're in that situation. That's what I got from it. Yeah, that was cool. Track 9, if you were there, beware. Interesting. A warning. Okay, I like those like fast tempo bursts and like how moody the intro was as well. In terms of like the narrative here and like the lyrics, I like that was like cynical love and like warning about like illusions and risk. Really hypnotic like threat wrapped like in the melody almost. I feel like with the production like polished, still raw, like a raw sonic like edge there for the band. Instruments were like weaving the tension like around the song. Really tight grooves all around. Yeah, I like how like sweeping the melody was too. That was cool. um Not my favorite on here, but definitely still really strong. I still feel like it's some strong feelings on this one. Track 10, the bad news.
Take off your wedding ring, but it won't make it that much easier. It might make it worse. Oh, the night's like a whirlwind. Somebody's girlfriend's talking to me, but it's alright. She's saying that he's not gonna slap me or try to attack me. He's not the jealous type, and I only need to get half an excuse and I'm away. But when there's no excuses, that's much easier to say. I've been before, and all these capers make us too good for her to ignore. So she's talking, but I'm not entirely sure. Somebody's partner's talking to me, but I don't know that is what she is, and she murmurs things to confirm that the tragedy is true. And I knew how could she not? She could have anyone she wants, and I'm struggling to think of an immediate response. Like I don't mind, be a big mistake for you to wait and have me waste your time. Really love is fine, said really love is fine. And then the first time it occurred that there was something to destroy, I knew before the invitation that there was this boil, but she carried on suggesting a struggle to refuse. She said it's the red wine this time, but that is no excuse.
Wow, okay. Uh, Interesting with the lyrics, like trying to change for someone. The self-loathing and like the transformation mixed in. That was yeah, that was interesting. Let me get into like the production like elements real quick. Dissonant chords with the instrumentation. Is it angular guitar? And the rhythm was like it was like a staccato, like a staccato rhythm. Really brooding, desperate mood I feel like I got from this one. More in terms of like what I got from like the first listen like aspect, almost a raw insecurity, or like really uncomfortable feelings. Um, it's like pure introspection in that nature, and honestly self awareness, there too. Really even maybe even a tense atmosphere I feel like as well. Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, that song made me feel weird in a way that's a lot different from like the weird of other songs on this album. We're at towards the end. Track 11, Old Yellow Bricks. I think there's only one more after this.
Old yellow bricks loves the risk, quite a little escapade. sleep in a city that never wakes up.
The melodic bass, feel like definitely carried a lot of like the upbeat like melody of the song. Uh, really burned into my mind like this like nostalgia and burned out like idea of like burned out like youth going home after like having their dreams just fully unfulfilled, like trying life out and things not working out, them ending up back in their hometown. Uh, and now, like, the things that were nostalgic to you, like from your childhood, now, I mean, you're older, you're seeing everything, you're seeing like more darker undertones of everything now. And it's like a interesting cultural metaphor with like old yellow bricks, like the Yellow Brick Road in The Wizard of Oz. It's a really really interesting way to look at it. The sound overall is really infectious for this track. I feel like it made like something that you'd find nostalgic or like familiar more cinematic within like the narrative here. um yeah, the guitar arpeggios were really cool, really nice. Nice melodic bass on here. And overall, like, interesting satire with the narrator and really dynamic instrumentation, even though the song's like not super long at all. um there's like a really interesting like wistfulness throughout the overall vibe shift in the song and everything. uh the song sounds like danceable, honestly, almost, but there's a lot of introspective elements, so it's really interesting how that was balanced. um yeah. Okay, we're getting into track 12. This is the final track, 505. No idea what that means, but
I'm going back to
kind of like
505.
actual
If it's
place.
a 7-hour flight or a 45-minute drive, in my imagination you're waiting, lying on your side, with your hands between your thighs.
Oregon is interesting.
Stop and wait a sec. When you look at me like that, my darling, what did you expect? I'd probably still adore you with your hands around my neck, or I did last time I checked. Not shy of a spark, the knife twists out 7 hour flight or a 45-minute drive. In my imagination, you're waiting, lying on your side, with your hands between your thighs. But I crumble completely when you cry. It seems like once again you've had to greet me with goodbye. I'm always just about to go and spoil the surprise. Take my hands off of your eyes too soon. I'm going back to 5:05. If it's a 7 hour flight or a 45-minute drive. In my imagination, you're waiting, lying on your side, with your arms between your thighs and a smile.
Man, the dramatic rhythms on that thing are crazy. Oh my god. That balance between intimacy and like emotional gravity of that entire song is insane. How do I get back here? Yeah, that was wow. Oh, that was really really good. That final song really like dreamy like start with the transitions, emotional like blow up in the middle. The organ for that intro was an interesting choice. It really did set the tone really well too, and Turner's vocals on that thing were crazy. Oh my gosh. But it, like the climax of that song was crazy. That was what you would expect, like a closer to build up to. That was I was not expecting like a narrative. Like for the whole thing. So that was really it was interesting to try to pay attention to that because there was a lot of wit in the writing. Um so it was really interesting like getting into that and also like his commentary on like nightlife and like awkward romances and like in a world of like doubt, drama, like honestly dry humor. Um it was like it was like musical growing pains in a sense, and that was really interesting. Um, I don't think they played it really safe either. To be honest, I think there was a lot of really interesting ideas that were brought out musically that I really enjoyed. So yeah, thanks for sitting with me on this one. Um, I'm definitely gonna have to listen to this like on a speaker or something. I just wanna hear the difference. I like how there was some panning too, like chain panning uh at times. So you'd hear some stuff in only one ear. Uh yeah, that was interesting. It was not what I was expecting. I wasn't sure what to expect. But I wasn't exactly expecting that at all. So that was really cool. Overall, I don't know what to rate this thing. I liked pretty much every track. So yeah, take that as you will. Um yeah, by the time this one's dropping, I think the Anthrax one will be dropping, and then uh Tame Impala later in the day. But Expect the first Tame Impala listen today. Um, I'm doing his first one, Inner Speaker, I think. Then I need to do Lonerism, and then the highly requested Currents reaction will happen. Probably Saturday. We'll be trying to get to that quick. I need to get back to like Ozzy and some Black Sabbath stuff tomorrow as well. So we'll see how all that goes. But yeah, I'm gonna try to do like 3 videos every day for a little bit, for a couple days. I'm gonna do that just to kind of get through the backlog of stuff that I've had on this list for a while. Um, but yeah, that'll be it for this video. See you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Peace.